Hello, welcome to Aroma Review. My name is Thomas. I hope everybody's well. I made a video for a while. I really do these videos for therapy purposes. I'll not go too much into depth, but I had as you could put it, a rather poor relationship. My last relationship, which ended up in a marriage breakdown and stuff like that. Ended up with a kind of psychological damage. So I use these as a kind of as a vehicle just for kind of a bit of therapy, to kind of talk. And I really enjoy fragrances, and I've kind of used fragrances as this kind of a sensory thing to help through the kind of traumatic experience that I've had. And I find it therapeutic. But what happens every now and then is that as I'm kind of doing the therapy, and I'm kind of, into me fragrances and all that kind of stuff, and I'm thinking about talking about them and using them as this therapy which I can use, things kind of get on top of us again, and it's kind of back to square one. So I tend to be kind of up and down a lot with things that I do, and kind of that I use to kind of help us with coping with life, really. I think everybody has, their own problems and stuff like that. So this is something which I do to try and help with the kind of loss of identity, to try and get that confidence back in these things, to help put things into perspective about how the world is and how other people are with other people. So I know, sorry to get kind of heavy off on the thing, but like I said, I already had another fragrance channel which was part of my other channel there, and I had to kind of stop doing the reviews on that because of kind of psychological reasons and feelings of, as I can put it, paranoia and various other things that come along with having psychological abuse, really, which comes along with loss of trust and loss of identity, and trying to find out who you are again after a couple of decades of losing yourself, really. So it is what it is. So I keep on having, as I could put it, ideas for videos, and when it comes to fragrances, I started buying cheap fragrances, the budget ones from discounters and stuff. And then I found the Facebook groups, and then I started buying samples, because it's an easy route into trying a lot of different fragrances. And kind of that's what I like. I like trying different fragrances to see if I can find something which I then find. There is an excitement in blind buying a bottle of fragrance, not without smelling it first. And there is when I first when I've done my last lot of reviews, I was kind of having a little bit of excitement of paying for something which I hadn't smelled before then. But then there was the kind of, along with that, there was the disappointments of some being okay, a lot of them just being very, very average. You got the odd really, really good one, which obviously when I did a little bit of research on it and looked at the reviews and stuff, it sounded like it was something which I would like, just from tastes of the notes and stuff that you like. So because I've been buying so many samples and trying lots of different houses and different fragrances, and kind of exploring the different accords and the different notes within fragrances, weathers, and not, for me personally, it's not so much about where I can wear a fragrance, and when I should be wearing a certain fragrance, because that doesn't really interest us too much, because I kind of, for me personally, I'll wear a fragrance for any kind of occasion. It doesn't really matter if it's, and it's not that often that you're kind of going, oh, I'm going to a wedding, or I'm going here or going there. I mean, most days are just a pretty average day of doing the things that you do through the day, being out and about. And obviously with the times that we've got at the moment, things are even more kind of held back, that you're not going out to bars and to clubs and stuff. So that's difficult in itself. So I thought I'd do like a kind of, I'm going to try, this is me new thing. I don't know how long this will last, but what I am going to try and do is I'm going to try and do like a little series of videos called, what I'm going to call them is Bottle Worthy. So the notion is to get a sample, obviously wear it a couple of times, and to see whether, for me personally, I would find spending like a couple of £1 on a sample, would that transfer into £140 in value? And it's quite an interesting, for me personally, when I look at buying stuff which is value. I mean, it's very rare now that I'll go and buy a bottle at full retail value. Even if it's something that I really like, I will try and look around, even buy a partial or a 30ml decant of something, because as your collection does build, I'm finding that if you get a collection which is like 50 bottles or 100 bottles, there's going to be a lot of fragrances in there which you just never, you're going to wear them maybe once or twice a year. Especially for me personally, because I'm buying samples, that what I'm finding is I'm wearing samples more than what I am, because I like trying different fragrances and seeing what the quality is like, and seeing how they perform on us, and getting the overall kind of the feeling for how a fragrance makes you feel. And that for me is kind of, I don't know, it's maybe one of the big things for me, is like when you put a fragrance on, is how does it make us feel, which is kind of what excites us, and what draws us towards fragrances more than, I mean, anything else really that I could think of. So that's just, anyway, I thought I'd just look a little bit of an overview on why stuff sometimes stops. I mean, the last ones I did was months and months ago, and I've had to stop again, and it's just stop-starty, but I am trying, and it is difficult. And obviously some people, I'll watch a lot of other reviewers like Incense and Joy Amin and Redolescence, and there's quite a few great guys in there who I watch that they do videos daily, and I kind of look at those guys and think, why couldn't I do something like that? Why couldn't I do something which is like more of a daily thing, and have those like kind of ideas in my head of being in that position where I can do something as a structure daily, and then I have the idea, and then it just doesn't come to thing. And like even Jeremy Fragrance, and he's got this thing, he does 2 or 3 videos a day, and he's got this thing where he's like, God, I thank you, God, for where you take me today, and stuff like that. And I do find it kind of inspiring, and I do like the stuff that they make, because I love listening to people talk about fragrances. I like the way people describe them and stuff like that. So I just wish I could get to that point where I could do that as a structure, and I'm just going to keep fighting until I either give up, which is something which I don't want to do, or I actually succeed. And it's not for anything other than myself and my own kind of well-being. I like to talk about these, and whether people like to watch or not, or listen to, some 40-year-old guy who mightn't have anything interesting to talk about at all, whether they're interested or not, that's fine. It's totally fine, and it is what it is, So, bottle worthy. So, I'll just follow this. It's probably going to go on for a little bit, this. So, my first bottle worthy I thought I'd do is a scent which I got it for a couple of £2, and there was like, I don't know, 1 or 2 mil left in it, and I first put it on. It wasn't 1 or 2 mil, sorry, I got it in a sample pack. We'll start with the sample pack, which was, I got a Rook Perfumes sample pack, and it had 6, you could pick out of the fragrance they had, and it was 6. I picked 6 anyway altogether. I'll not go into the other ones. It was the one which really caught my eye out of the 6 was Forest. It's a woody. It's such a weird scent, because it's when I first smelled it, I was just like, what is this? How could anybody wear this? Why would you buy this and wear it? It's like if you got shoved into a pine tree, all the little furs, and you'd come out and you'd kind of have that, I don't know, you'd have sap on your jacket, but it's got a slight richness to it when you put it on. It's got this sappy, very light fur fragrance to it, this texture of just rambling through trees. But there's something incredibly nice about it as well. There's something homely about, not homely, but there's something, even though it's like an outdoor kind of, am I squinting a lot? Even though there's like an outdoor, of course it's an outdoor vibe. I mean, the thing's called Forest, It did something to my senses. That's what I'm saying. When I poured on off the sample, I was a little bit off-putted. All the other fragrance which come from this house have got a very earthy tone to them, and it's something which it's such a good smell. It's such a homey smell. It's a smell which is familiar, which feels, when you've got it on, familiar, nice. It's Christmassy, dare I say it, being Christmas. It's like a wood shop. It's like takes you back to your carpentry days at school, working in the wood shop doing work. It kind of conjures all these kind of different things when you've got it on. It's unusual. So this is a bottle, for me, is this bottle worthy. It's the only one for me personally which is bottle worthy out of all the samples that I've had. So I did buy it. I haven't opened it yet because that's empty now. But because there wasn't that much in there. There was like 1 or 2 mil. I got maybe 2 wearings out of it. I knew straight away when I put it on, I thought, I'm buying this. But then I did purchase a 10 mil of it from the groups. And then it came on sale at Rook Perfumes, and I got a discount voucher for it. So when I got the discount voucher for it, even though I'd already purchased the 10 mil, I was like, it was nearly half price. So it went from £100 to £65, and I thought, it's a purchase which I thought is good value. I think it's 50 ml bottle, So it's 50ml bottle. I mean, at £100 for 50ml, no, it's not for me. Nearly half that, yeah. And you can, like it says, you can get the samples. I got the sample for a good price as well from one of the girls in the Facebook groups. So yeah, that's my first little worth of, is it bottle worthy? So is it bottle worthy? Is Rook Forest bottle worthy? It is bottle worthy. So I've got 3 bottles of it now. So yes, it is bottle worthy. It's a great scent. It's conjures for me personally. It's an unusual scent. There's nothing, obviously no designer stuff really kind of smells like this. It's strange. It's unique. It's something which you could wear anytime really, if you wanted it just to smell like you're being rummaging through furs and things. So for me, it's perfect for that kind of strange. I'm not going to open this until I've done all that in. So, and it's quite strong as well, so it might take a little bit of time to go with this, but I'm quite happy that I got that for the price I did. So yeah, bottle worthy for sure, for the right price. £100? No. 65? Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for the patience. I'm going to try and do a few more of these. I'm going to try and do a lot. Bottle worthy. I've got loads of samples, so I'm going to go through them, and there's already quite a few which I've obviously bought the bottles too, so it's just a case of getting in that right mindset to allow us to have the confidence in the identity to continue doing it. I love my fragrances, and them themselves are therapeutic for us. Then obviously getting in front of a camera and doing the sound and the various stuff, which I find therapeutic in itself and interesting. So yeah. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.